Good, so I'll do that when we do.
I'd like to call the public meeting to order. Will you please stand for the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the record, this is a public meeting of the Bayonne Board of Education. It is 7 p.m. the 30th day of November, and we are on the Alexander O'Connor Auditorium. The presiding officer is Maria Villado, President of the Bayonne Board of Ed. Those in attendance include Mr. John J. Neese, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Kenneth Kopaz, our Assistant Superintendent for Personnel, Ms. Jennifer Vecchiarelli, our Assistant Superintendent for Special Services, Dr. Maida, our Board Secretary, Mr. Daniel Castles, our School Business Administrator, Mr. Thomas Fagu Jr., our Assistant School Business Administrator, Dr. Dennis Degnan, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, and Mr. Phil Lamparello, Esquire, our Board Counsel. The meeting's open to the public. I will take a roll call. Trustee Burke is absent this evening. Trustee Casillas?
Here.
Trustee Egan?
Here.
Trustee Gotsky-Rodriguez?
Here.
Trustee Sclafane?
Here.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Here.
Vice President Munoz?
Here.
President Villado?
Here. For the record, adequate written advance notice of at least 48 hours giving the time, date, and location of the meeting was provided as follows. The notice was promptly posted in City Hall at 630 Avenue C on the bulletin board reserved for such announcements of the Board of Education. The Board Secretary sent such notice to the Jersey Journal and Bayonne Community News. Notice was filed with the Municipal Clerk of the City of Bayonne, Ms. Medina.
Thank you. Next up is our approval of minutes and our acceptance of communications. President Villado, you had a minute?
I'd just like to, Trustee Dave Watson has resigned, and he will be missed, and we wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. I just wanted to make a note that he resigned this month, and he will be missed here on the board. Thank you.
For the minutes and communications, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Trustee Wilbeck, second.
I'll second that.
Trustee Sclafane on that second. On that motion and second, Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Casillas?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Gotsky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Sclafane?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
President Villado?
Yes.
Next up is our curriculum resolutions A1 to A14. Oh, I'm sorry, before I jump to that, we have a commendation this evening. Whereas Woodrow Wilson Community School has brought honor and distinction to the Bayonne School District and the entire community by being chosen by the United States federal government as a recipient of the 2021-2022 National ESSA Distinguished School Award. This award recognizes excellence in special education and title programs, whereas annually, the National ESSA Distinguished School Program, a project of the National Association of ESSA State Program Administrators, publicly recognized schools in the United States for their outstanding achievements in education. It's a especially prestigious honor as 2 schools per state are selected, whereas the Board of Education wishes to commend and thank Principal Maureen Brown, who's with us this evening, all her students, her faculty and staff for all their amazing hard work. We'd like to thank our parents, the Special Ed Advisory Committee, the Curriculum and Instruction Department led by Assistant Superintendent Dr. Dennis Degnan, our Special Education Department led by Assistant Superintendent Jennifer Vecchiarelli and Director Kim D'Amici. Whereas the Board of Education wishes to recognize the outstanding achievements of Woodrow Wilson Community School Be it resolved that this Board of Education wishes its heartfelt congratulations to Woodrow Wilson Community School, and this is by the Committee of the Whole. Thank you so much. No, we're going to do pictures at school. That's for you? Yeah. We're going to do photos at school, I believe? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. So next up is curriculum, and that would be at resolutions A1 through A14. All our resolutions are on our bulletin board. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez, and a second.
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Scafane. So on that curriculum, we have Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Cassius?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Scafane?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
President Villado?
Yes.
Next up would be our Finance, Building, and Grounds, which are resolutions B1 up into including B22, which was added to our agenda. On that motion, Trustee Egan on Finance,
Yeah, I'll move it.
we have a motion, and on a second,
I'll second that motion.
second by Vice President Munoz. On that motion and second, Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Cassius?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Sclafane?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
President Villado?
Yes.
Next up is our personnel, which is resolution C1 up into and including C34. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that move.
Motion by Trustee Cassius, and a second
I'll second.
by President Villado. On that motion and second, Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Cassius?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Sclafane?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
And President Villado.
Yes.
Two resolutions that are on our non-consent. Resolution D1 is just appointment of personnel to pre-K tutoring. Do I have a motion
I'll make that move.
and a
I'll
second?
second.
On that motion and second, Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Cassius?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Scafane?
Abstain.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
President Villado?
Yes.
And just in case we didn't hear that, Trustee Scafane was a recuse from Resolution D1. And we have a D2, termination of an employment contract. Do I have a motion
I'll move.
and a second?
I'll second.
So there's a motion by President Villado and a second by Vice President Munoz. On that motion and second, Trustee Burke is absent. Trustee Cassius?
Yes.
Trustee Egan?
Yes.
Trustee Godesky-Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Scafane?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbeck?
Yes.
Vice President Munoz?
Yes.
President Villado?
Yes.
That is all I have for this evening, but we do have some cards. First up, I'd like to call up our student rep, Alicia Ohosin. And Alicia, thank you so much for those copies of the Beacon that you gave to the trustees.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're well and had a great Thanksgiving. We're currently in the throes of second marking period now, and things have definitely sort of settled down at Bayonne High School. The film crew is gone, and it's a bit strange without them around, but alas, the world turns, and so has other things. The student government is very busy planning a lot for this holiday season. To start, we're doing our annual holidaygram sale. For just $1, students and faculty can purchase a candygram and a message for a friend, a teacher, or I suppose even an enemy they're looking to reconcile with. We decided to go the traditional route, and candy canes are a fundamental part of creating holiday cheer. As a hardcore fan of Christmas, I'm chairing this event, and we'll begin selling on December 1st, and they'll be distributed on December 23rd, right before we leave for winter break. This gives everyone enough time to see who they'll be sending a candygram to, and enough time for us to get them together. We're also working on a couple of posters for this event. and another, so expect to see things get a lot more festive around Bayonne High School. So speaking of events, we're currently planning for a very near future volleyball tournament. This is our big celebration of the season, and we're anticipating a big turnout. So as of right now, the date is still to be determined, but I have a couple of details I can share with you. It'll be held in the main gym with cooperation from the volleyball coaches. Multiple games can be played at the same time, and they will be moderated by former volleyball players of Bayonne High School. Students can register teams with their friends or join a team for a small fee and get creative with their outfits and names. This tournament-style event will allow students to compete with one another until a winner is made, and they'll be receiving a very special prize at the end of the night. Like all events, we'll be selling concessions, and we're definitely going big with the winter festivities. Expect lots of music, treats, and an atmosphere, hopefully, no one will forget. So this event will be open to the public for viewing, and the student government is so excited to get the whole community involved for this very cutthroat showdown. So in other news, the Bayonne High School newspaper, known as The Beacon, has been published. It was delivered today. And as editor-in-chief, I'm so thankful that our first edition turned out so well. I wanted to take this paper in a direction that reflects the Bayonne High School community, and honestly, our writers killed it. There's an article about the student government, one about President Reese, a message from Principal Baccarella, and lots of other content about Bayonne High School. You guys have a couple of copies if you'd like to take a look. Besides that, all is well at Bayonne High School. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Ms. Jessica Longobardi from Bayonne High School.
Hi, hello, it's good to see you guys. I just have a really quick question. I'm not sure who to ask about this, which is why I came here, because I was like, there's a board meeting anyway. If a company wants to reach out to the BBOED to do a fundraiser, how would they do it? Who would they contact? Who would they go through?
I'll take that to Dan, via our business administrator, Mr. Castle.
My name is Dan Castle from the VA. They can email or call my office directly, and I'll get them all set up to do the fundraiser and let them know all the rules that we have to follow as a school district.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
What's the name of the organization?
I'll have them
Okay.
contact you, because I don't want to put it out there and then
Perfect.
nothing happen, or another thing is, I'm so sorry, I complained about it last time, I'm going to do it again. I'm so tired of this morning bridge. I know that you guys set up the barrier there. It sucks. It does absolutely nothing besides get in the way. I think if you're going to have a barrier there, you at least can keep the security guard who is supposed to be there, but they're no longer there anymore in the morning. So what happens is one wave of people will be going this way, and the opposite side's supposed to be going this way, but instead, people from the other side are going on this way. So nobody gets to move around the bridge. So I know the students are gonna kill me if they hear me say this, but I would really appreciate if there was a guard there, because I think when that was there, it did run a little bit more smoothly. That's just my opinion, but I just wanted to get it out there just in case to see if it can happen. And lastly, I want to make a quick comment, because I know I complained about it last time about the CTs. I saw that you guys refilled the CT, so I commend you on that, whoop whoop. But besides that, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next up is Ms. Jasmine Hernandez, 133 West 30th.
Good evening, all. I just want to clarify, if I ask a question, does my 3 minutes pause?
No.
No? Okay. So I am here today to discuss the current COVID protocols and screening process. Yesterday, November 29th, my daughter was sent home for coughing after recess by her school nurse. She had a PCR test done. It was negative. She's clear to return tomorrow. From my observation, she was fine all weekend and the morning of. My children's absences are at an all-time high this year. I keep them home if I see any symptoms, especially with my asthmatic son. So I am that parent that keeps my kids home. Anyways, yesterday, it was in the low 40s with strong winds. She was outside running around for recess. She comes back in and she starts coughing. The nurse examines her, and the fact that she was sent home for this and told she'd have to stay home for 10 days does not seem justifiable to me. It has been mentioned in previous meetings that our schools are old. So coming in from outside into an old building, as it's been said here, with old heaters can definitely trigger a cough. So my question is, how are the symptoms of coughing being determined to result in a 10-day quarantine? After speaking with my daughter's school nurse, I wanted to get some information on the district's COVID screenings protocol, so I went to the BBOED website. Side note, this parent section on the website is not on the BBOED app. When I go to the parent section on the website, I go to COVID, it says there's links titled how it spreads, symptoms, prevention and treatment, and what to do if you're sick. I clicked all of these links, it all says link is not found. When I go to the document titled Scenarios for Handling COVID, it shows the guidance of how COVID situations are managed, and it references a document titled See the Road Forward. This See the Road Forward document is not on the BBOED website. I had to Google search it and find it through nj.gov. Luckily, I am a tech-savvy individual, and I was able to look up all these documents myself. But what about the families who are not as tech-savvy or speak other languages? Why is this information not made accessible to the community? My last question is, with children now being able to get vaccinated, is there a change to the close contact protocol if a vaccinated student is around a symptomatic student? If so, where can I get this information, and can it be made public for all families to view? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and we will check and we will look into the website to make sure that everything is readily available for parents.
Very
Thank you for bringing
appreciated.
that to
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
President Bellato, that is all I have for this evening. Oh, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everyone. I didn't plan on speaking tonight, but one of our members sent a letter in to be read into the record, and it wasn't read, and I was asked to read this for them. So as a teacher, I have concerns about the upcoming Parents' Night. Though Parents' Night is virtual for parents, faculty members must be in the building. Due to the school being overcrowded, my classroom is shared with another teacher. This is the case for many teachers at Bayonne High School. As a result, on Parents' Night, one of us must find another place to make phone calls or do video conferences. This is problematic for back-to-school night. We teachers who share a classroom can choose to sit in the other teacher's room or in the library or the teacher's cafe if it's open. However, if there are other teachers in a teacher's room, we cannot make video conferences because of feedback on microphones. Though the library is much bigger, if we are in the library or the teacher's cafe, we must sit much further than 6 feet away in order to stop the same problem from happening in there. I know this because I have a co-teacher, and when we do virtual learning in the classroom, one of us must always have our mic off or we'll always have feedback. There are too many teachers without classrooms who would have to find private places to conduct conferences. The space in our building is limited. The other option is to try to make phone calls. This would mean sharing teachers' rooms or calling from our own cell phones. Personally, I have very little reception in the building where we have to make phone calls from. It makes more sense to conduct conferences from our own homes. I am aware that our contract states the teachers shall return 6 p.m. and remain until 8 p.m. or until parents arriving will be seen. However, many parents are not arriving, therefore we shouldn't have to be here either. Even though we are back to school, this is not a normal school year. Please consider our concerns about Parents' Night and make this a true virtual conference for the safety and convenience for all involved. Again, since this was asked to be read in the record and it wasn't, I was requested to read that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.